All eyes on the potential severe storm today. I'm going to time everything out for you. That's coming up.
A man is now dead weeks after a shooting in Warner Robins. Find out why his wife now faces another charge in the case. Plus, a spot once famous for its food court could soon house another type of court. The idea Bibb County commissioners will talk about this evening.
And the number of children diagnosed with autism-related disorders is growing. Just ahead, I'll show you the signs that tips off one mom and show you how you can help people on the spectrum succeed.
Well, good Tuesday morning. You're taking a live look over a beautiful downtown Macon. How are you feeling? I hope you're feeling good. The time is now 6:31 a.m. on this April the 5th, the Tuesday morning, Central Georgia. It's looking good on you. I'm Wanye Reese. And speaking of looking good, the weather, Courtney, it's not looking too great for today.
Oh, unfortunately not. No, today's the day that we've been preparing you for, of course, since really the weekend, as we do have that chance for severe storms. Right now, you are looking live on top of Atrium Health Navison. It is a quiet morning, so as you're getting ready to head out the door, it seems like a couple of people are already here in Macon. It is chilly out there. 50 degrees in Macon, and area-wide, we're generally in the low 50s. 50 in Dublin, 48 in Eastman, 52 in Warner Robins, 57 in Montezuma, 55 in Butler, 50 in Forsyth, and 50 in Monticello for the start of the day. We are quiet, no rain to be found just yet, but that will change as a weather system that is very quickly pushing across parts of the southeast brings severe weather to parts of Mississippi, and you can see Alabama, a lightning show all across parts of the state, bringing severe storms already to parts of Alabama and Mississippi, and we will look ahead to severe weather from that same system between the hours of noon and 7 o'clock today. That's when you're really going to want to be weather aware. Damaging wind and a few tornadoes will all be possible today. I'm going to time it out hour by hour for you. That's in just a few minutes. But of course, with that severe threat today, you want to have a way to receive weather warnings. Our app is great for it. It's free in the App Store, also Google Play. You can scan the QR code on the bottom of your screen. Be sure once you go to the app, you go to the settings and turn on notifications. So if any warnings fire up through the day today, they will go directly to your phone. Wanye.
Thank you, Courtney. One man is dead weeks after a shooting in Warner Robins involving his wife. Police say it happened March the 7th along the 900 block of North Davis Drive. They say the wife of 52-year-old Philip Thompson shot him after an argument. He died last week.
So we were notified on March 30th that the victim had passed by the Atrium Navison Hospital, and the charges that we had against her were upgraded to homicide, and that was based on her admission of guilt on the scene when the first officers got there.
We actually spoke to Philip Thompson's family, who says the couple had 31 years of marriage and shared 4 kids together. Also, his siblings want to know why his wife, 48-year-old Shanita Thompson, allegedly shot their brother.
If she planned to do this in any kind of way, or if this is on purpose in any kind of way, then it definitely should be some kind of justice for that, whatever the justice system, allows.
Police say they originally charged Shanita Thompson with aggravated assault and possession of a firearm during commission of a crime in connection to the case, but now she will face a homicide charge like you heard about earlier. And 3 other headlines are following this morning. We're getting a closer look at the 5 people arrested following the deadly shooting of a child in Houston County. The sheriff's office released the photos yesterday of the people in custody for the murder of 8-year-old Jamarian Cherry. You see them there. The first person you see, that's Bryce Crosby, Chase Watson, Lenny Gupton, Savannah McGee, and Ricky McGarg. Cherry died last week, a few days after a drive-by shooting on Virginia Dare Drive in Warner Robins. One man is now in jail following a deadly shooting in Macon last week. The Bibb County Sheriff's Office says investigators arrested 25-year-old Brian Green on yesterday. He's charged with murder and aggravated assault in connection to a shooting that left 28-year-old Elijah Rashid dead. The Sheriff's Office says it happened last Thursday in the parking lot of the Family Dollar on Napier Avenue. This morning, opening statements are set to begin in the trial for the man accused of murdering a UGA professor in Milledgeville. That's according to District Attorney T. Wright Barksdale, who says they completed jury selection on yesterday. Prosecutors say Marcus Lillard killed his girlfriend, Marianne Shockley, in May of 2019 at his friend's Baldwin County home. GBI says Lillard's friend made the first 911 call about Shockley. He reportedly said Shockley drowned but was breathing, then later said she wasn't breathing. First responders saw both men giving Shockley CPR when they arrived. EMTs and investigators wrote that the behavior of the 2 men seemed odd and their statements inconsistent. An autopsy done at the GBI crime lab found someone strangled Shockley to death. Investigators charged Lillard with concealing a death, aggravated assault, and murder. The time is 6:35 a.m. Let's get you to your news happening across the state. Prosecutors say a former state official pleaded guilty to identity fraud and making false statements. This comes after co-workers accuse Robin Folsom of faking pregnancies and using at least one of those to get out of work and be paid for the time off. Yesterday, Georgia Attorney General Chris Carr said a judge sentenced Folsom to 5 years of probation. She's the former director of external affairs for the Georgia Vocational Rehabilitation Agency. The judge also ordered her to pay over $12,000 in restitution to the state. Several bills are moving forward following the last scheduled day of the 2022 legislative session at the Georgia Capitol. That includes a tax cut and banning teaching on so-called divisive concepts in school. But state lawmakers did not take up a measure that could have required physical exams before a woman could be prescribed abortion pills. They also rejected an expansion of gambling and turned down an additional pay raise for themselves. A bill aimed at helping Georgia's mental health care system is now law. Governor Brian Kemp signed House Bill 1013 on yesterday. It pressures private insurers to improve coverage for mental health conditions. It also requires publicly funded insurance programs to spend more on patient care and authorizes loan forgiveness for people studying to become mental health professionals. The measure is expected to cost tens of millions of dollars in additional state spending each year. The International City and a Central Georgia youth organization are now teaming up. Warner Robins City Council approved a partnership with Big Brothers Big Sisters of the Heart of Georgia last night. The partnership creates a mentorship program between Big Brothers Big Sisters, the City of Warner Robins, and the students of Central Georgia. They'll work together to pair professionals with kids, giving them one-on-one and group mentoring services. Big Brothers Big Sisters will find and interview students, and the City of Warner Robins agreed to find mentors. The city will also provide space for recruitment activities and trainings. You can read more about the partnership right now on our website. That's at 13wmaz.com. Now to three things on the agenda for Bibb County Commissioners this evening. First up, all rise at the Macon Mall. That's what county leaders will decide tonight as they consider adding 2 courtrooms to the shopping center. Mayor Lester Miller hopes the rooms will help fix a few pandemic-related problems with the current courthouse. The main one is a lack of space for everyone to properly distance. The courtrooms will also serve as multi-purpose facilities to settle corporate disputes and as practice locations for high school students studying law. Commissioners are considering setting aside up to $4 million to build the extra space in the mall. It would come from 2018 SPLOST money. An aircraft maintenance company wants to rent office and hangar space at the Middle Georgia Regional Airport. The county will vote tonight on whether to allow H2 Aero Services LLC to rent 2 buildings on the property. The lease would cost a little over $60,000 for 2 years. Commissioner Virgil Watkins wants to name a bridge after a Macon educator and activist. Naomi Johnson was known for educating both kids and adults in the Pleasant Hill neighborhood on the importance of good nutrition. Johnson died this past September. Watkins wants to name the Walnut Street Bridge that crosses over I-75 in her memory. Commissioners will vote on whether to set aside up to $500 from the general fund. In order to do that, they will be meeting at 6 o'clock this evening. The time is now 6:38. Courtney, when you were going through that forecast earlier for a lot of people who are going to be leaving school or leaving work, it seems like that's going to be the prime time for a lot of these strong storms maybe to be coming through.
That's right. Yeah. So just extra important to be paying attention to the weather, as we like to coin it, weather aware, because you don't want to be heading out and about from school and work today when there is ongoing severe weather. Here's a look at today's storm outlook. All of the areas still under that level 3 out of 5 threat for severe storms. The timing will be between noon and 7. What we're going to be looking for, damaging straight line wind gusts upwards of 60 miles per hour. Some very heavy rainfall as well. We could experience some localized flooding today. Also the potential for a few tornadoes, and unfortunately not just talking the potential for a brief spin up tornado. Storm Prediction Center has us in what we call a hatched area when it comes to their convective outlook, which is what you're looking at right here. And that means that there is the potential for maybe a stronger tornado as well. That means just of extra importance that you have multiple ways to receive weather warnings, and we've been talking about it throughout the morning. The 13 WMAZ app is great for it. Also some small hail. That is a threat. That's not our most widespread threat. However, I have been looking at radar, which I'll take you out to in just a second, and it does seem like some of those storms are already producing hail this morning. You're looking live on top of the fairgrounds as you're getting ready to head out the door this morning. You don't have to worry about about any rain. It is quite chilly out there though, 51 degrees right now in the city of Perry, and we are generally all in the upper 40s and low 50s. So probably want the jacket for the morning. This is the weather system that we are waiting on that is continuing to push very quickly into parts of Mississippi, bringing severe weather along that main line of storms. But then take a look at this. You can see the discrete cells out ahead of it. These are the storms that are producing very gusty wind, obviously quite the light show with all of the lightning and even some 1-inch diameter hail. Again, hail will be a threat for us today, but it's not going to be the most concerning threat for us. It's going to be that damaging straight line wind threat and also that potential for a few tornadoes. So let's take you through the timing of everything today. For the morning, we stay dry. It's going to be as we head into the lunch hour today where we really need to start paying attention to that potential for severe storms. We were talking about what this storm type is. This isn't a cold front. It is a smaller scale weather system. So while you can see by lunchtime, we might not have many storms rolling through the area, sometimes models have a really hard time picking up on those discrete supercells out ahead of the front that we are experiencing right now out in Alabama, or at least our friends out in Alabama are experiencing right now. So by noon, we open up that window of opportunity for a few cells out ahead of our main line. That should mainly be north of Macon and west of Macon. And then here comes that main line of storms as we head towards 2-3 o'clock. You can see this bowing motion here. That's where you get those damaging straight line winds. You can see some very heavy rainfall will be within this. Some models, the graph model, which you're looking at right now, which has been very, very reliable when it comes to our severe threats the past couple of weeks. This is hinting some spots could pick up over 4 inches of rain in just 24 hours. So there's that localized flooding threat. As we head towards 5 o'clock, this is the time a lot of you will be headed home from work and school today. We'll continue that threat for severe storms, heavy rain, very gusty wind upwards of 60 miles per hour, maybe an embedded tornado. By 7 p.m., I think the threat's going to shift to the Carolina coast and to our south. So we should be said and done with our severe threat by 7. And we will have the chance for a few showers tomorrow morning before maybe another isolated severe threat tomorrow afternoon. Here's a look at those rainfall totals, anywhere between 1 inch to, again, upwards of maybe 5 inches of rain. I think that might be a little bit higher than what a lot of us are going to expect. But for today, expect 1 to 2 inches of rain with those locally heavy amounts. Please stay weather aware today with our severe threat in play. Maybe another isolated threat tomorrow before we're dry by Friday.